I couldn't even bring myself to touch him because I knew my son was gone. He was laying in his own blood and my son was gone. Like I said, I just fell to the ground. I just couldn't even go to him. I was next to him, but I could not go to him because he was gone. He was gone.
For Brittany Frierson, the toll of America's gun violence is just too heavy to bear.
He just walked out the door. He wasn't even...
Her 10-year-old son, Keith, also known as KJ, was shot and killed while riding his bicycle just 2 weeks ago. Police say the shooter was allegedly another 10-year-old who had found a stolen gun in his father's car.
I wish I could have had some type of inkling when that boy walked out that door and I just would have turned him around and just said, let me look at you. Even if it was one last time, just let me look at you. But I love him dearly and we're gonna miss him so much. But then I'm not gonna stop. There will be justice for my baby. And there will be change because we are not going to make it normal to where we live in a society where it is okay for a 10-year-old to kill a 10-year-old and nothing be done. That's what I'm saying. We are forever going to fight for him.
I know just from talking to you just how much he meant to you. And I mean, we look at him in your hands and we see that smile that he had. Is that something that you take comfort in?
Yes. This, here we say that second child keep you on your toes. Like this was the one I was always out of my two boys in my business, making sure I did what I was supposed to do. Even tell me, it's time for us to go to the gas station. We got to go get some milk. Like this boy and this smile, the jokes. He was always telling jokes. He always want to make jokes at everybody. But yeah, that smile he always had. Always had.
And what memories do you have when you heard he had been shot?
I just ran. I don't remember even thinking anything in that moment. I just ran. And when I got to my child, I just dropped to the ground and I don't remember stopping screaming. I don't even when I stopped screaming.
And can you remember what was going through your mind at that point?
All I kept saying is somebody say something. Somebody say what happened? Who did this? What happened? That's all I could think was what happened? He had just went outside. He wasn't even outside for 15 minutes. What happened? What happened? That was it. Just what happened?
So the ambulance arrived.
Mm-hmm.
They took him to hospital. When did you find out that he didn't make it?
I knew I lost my baby when I went outside. I mean, that is when it set in, but I knew I had lost my baby when I went outside. I knew I had lost him then.
The boy, who is currently in elementary school, won't face any criminal charges, but his 53-year-old dad has been arrested on dozens of felonies.
Do you feel let down?
I feel very let down. I feel failed by this system that they tell us. They want us to trust these processes. They want us to, trust in these laws and how all these laws apply for all the people and all this and that. But how can we, when you are telling me to accept nothing, and my baby is forever gone?
What does justice look like for you right now?
There has to be change. We cannot make it normal for us going forward for a 10-year-old to be able to shoot another 10-year-old. It has to be changed. That's just going forward for me right now. That's what it looks like.
We try to create a narrative that lifts up their loved one and proceed to get some kind of justice, whatever that justice looks like.
Barry Axios is a leading figure in the community and has been supporting KJ's family.
So this is where KJ was shot, right over here in this area right here. Him and his friends hanging out. Boom. Right in this area.
And this is a residential area, so people in these homes around us would have heard and seen the chaos of what was happening here.
after the fact, but I don't think people are paying attention because kids play out here every day and nothing happens. You might have an occasional argument, occasional fight, but you know, people feel safer leaving their kids in a community that most folks know each other. You don't think your child is gonna die by gun violence over here? No one can prepare themselves for their child that they birth to see an early grave. And when we talk about KJ, we're talking 10 years old, before the New Year's even happened. But I've seen it, a 9-year-old, I've seen a 3-year-old, 16-month-year-old, I've seen the 18-year-old, I've seen the 24-year-old. But the unfortunate part about this, it's a 10-year-old killing another 10-year-old. That's difficult for me to swallow.
Just how angry are you?
I'm angry, but at the same time, I don't have any more anger to give. These tragedies don't make people have a moment of clarity. It's like, I think I need to do something different. It's just like, until your child lays down, until you get affected, you'll start to care. And the unfortunate part about it, we may not have all the cameras that want to report it, because oftentimes that doesn't happen. A headline for you today, and pain, anguish, loss for the rest of these parents and these families' lives.
You were talking about the smile, weren't you, in particular?
I see KJ. I see look at how funny he is. I was trying to take my own picture. Look at how he's looking up at his brother. This is his personality for sure. Oh goodness. Oh, and they're banging.
I'm not here to hurt you or anything else.
Okay. What is this?
This woman's grandson was shot and killed 3 years ago.
I live right down the street.
Okay.
I've been to his memorial a couple times, but I wanted to make sure you got this.
Right. Okay.
And I want you to know, as a community, we're here for you.
Just days away from burying her son, Brittany is finding comfort from those in her community.
I'm trying. Oh man. Oh man.
So that was just a stranger turning up
Yes.
to your home.
Absolute stranger.
There's one thing that she said that struck me, which is that the community's behind you, everyone's behind you.
Right.
Does that help? Does that make this any easier?
It
or
doesn't
less
make
painful?
it any easier, but it makes me feel like that it's just that more possible that the fight that I want to fight, I'm not alone and that it's possible. That I'm being heard, because this whole time all I'm feeling like is that nobody cares. That's been like the really hard part for me, is I just feel like nobody cares. And I'm just trying to get somebody to care. That's what it feels like.
KJ was just one of nearly 280 children under the age of 11 to be killed by guns in the last year. This tragedy is not unfamiliar. It is an indictment of this country's fractured politics when it comes to gun violence.
You're now having to do something that no parent should ever do, and that is you're getting ready to bury your son.
Right.
Can you describe what that is like, or just how that feels at all?
I have so many people supporting me through this, because it is the hardest thing that I could have ever imagined that I would be having to do right now. It's the hardest thing I can ever imagine that I would have to do. It's not fun. There's nothing fun about it. It makes me I'm just carrying around this pit and this feeling in my stomach that I cannot get away, this weight that is just overcomes me anytime I even think about having to make those decisions and talking about arrangements, and it's a lot. It's the hardest thing I could ever imagine having to do right now.
What do you want people to take away from his story? What do you want to tell the world? What do you want to say about what is happening to you right now and what you're going through?
My child was not in the wrong place at the wrong time. My baby was, we tell these kids to get off these games, get outside. My baby was outside playing on his bike, doing what a kid does, and this happened to him. There has to be something done. There has to be something done. We have to do something.